As concerns continue to grow for Britney Spears' safety, reports are starting to circulate that Kanye West tried to warn Britney about her husband, Sam Asghari.
You know the first time I ever took medication, why I was? Because I got mad at paparazzi.
I'm so sorry.
You know what paparazzi it was?
No.
The same one that shot Britney.
Oh.
There's something very strange going on with Britney Spears, and fans are worried that Britney's husband Sam is involved in a massive cover-up to keep Britney hostage and prevent her from talking about her conservatorship. See, shortly before Britney's conservatorship was terminated in November 2021, Britney gave a statement in court saying that she wants to do an interview and expose everyone who was involved in the conservatorship.
It concerns me. I'm told I'm not allowed to expose the people who did this to me. For my sanity, I need you to the judge to approve me do an interview where I can be heard on what they did to me.
However, it's been almost 2 years since Britney's conservatorship ended, and she still hasn't given a single interview. She also never once went live on social media to talk to her fans, and a handful of times she was seen in public with Sam, she didn't even say anything to the paparazzi. But that's not all.
Is it true that you fired your new manager?
Conservatorship ends? Yes? Of course you are. Right.
Are you going to stop performing?
Fans also recently uncovered shocking evidence seemingly proving that someone has been impersonating Britney in her Instagram videos.
But this is a blue-eyed person with a filter of Britney.
Britney's fans are now worried that Britney is being held hostage somewhere and medicated against her will. And we're also hearing that Kanye West believes that Britney's husband Sam is her handler, who was hired to keep Britney under the control of the same people who put her under conservatorship. We all know that Kanye came very close to being placed under conservatorship when he was married to Kim Kardashian. So if someone knows about the evil handlers in Hollywood, it's definitely Kanye. But what exactly did Kanye say about Sam Asghari? Is Sam really holding Britney hostage?
That if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears too.
Britney Spears' conservatorship was terminated almost 2 years ago, but concerns over her safety and well-being have recently escalated on social media after fans discovered shocking proof that the photos and videos on Britney's Instagram are deep fakes. A video shared by TikTok user Kat Valez went viral, seemingly showing that a blue-eyed person is using a filter of Britney's face and dancing in front of a green screen.
Somebody's been using a filter to look like her, and I'm about to prove it. So you see her hands go above her face once. Watch when they come back down. It's one frame, but this is a blue-eyed person with a filter of Britney.
Another user also noticed that in the same video, yellow flowers behind Britney randomly disappear and reappear. And if you pay close attention to the background, it looks very much like a green screen.
Look at the flowers. The yellow flowers in the back right appear and disappear throughout the video. They're gone now. And the edges of her hair, look at it. It's obviously a green screen. The lighting is completely off for outside. There's not a single leaf that blows in the background.
But this video isn't the only footage of Britney that looks fake. In fact, all photos and videos on Britney's official Instagram account are exactly the same, and you don't have to be a Photoshop expert to notice that something is definitely off. So where is the real Britney? Why does she never go live to talk to the fans who helped her to end her conservatorship? Well, Britney's fans are now speculating that the real Britney is being held hostage and that her husband Sam Asghari is her main handler. The biggest red flag in all of this is that Britney sounded very coherent during the conservatorship hearing, and she explicitly said that she wants to do an interview and sue all the people involved in her conservatorship, including her family.
I would honestly like to sue my family, to be totally honest with you. I also would like to be able to share my story with the world and what they did to me, instead of it being a hush-hush secret to benefit all of them. I want to be able to be heard on what they did to me. By making me keep this in for so long is not good for my heart. I've been so angry and I cry every day. It concerns me. I'm told I'm not allowed to expose the people who did this to me. For my sanity, I need you to the judge to approve me do an interview where I can be heard on what they did to me. And actually, I have the right to use my voice and take up for myself.
You could clearly hear how desperate Britney was to finally tell her story and expose everyone who made her life a living hell. Britney spent more than 13 years under conservatorship, and she was banned from speaking to anyone without her team's permission. And now that the conservatorship is finally terminated, we're supposed to believe that Britney suddenly doesn't want to be seen or heard? None of this makes any sense, and honestly, someone needs to investigate Sam Asghari because there's something very suspicious about the way he always talks on Britney's behalf and refuses to interact with her fans. See, we don't even know where Sam came from or what he did before he met Britney. According to the official story, Sam met Britney in 2016 when he was hired to play her love interest in the music video for Slumber Party. They started dating shortly after, and Britney made the romance IG official in January 2017 by sharing this photo. But isn't it strange that Sam was able to start a relationship with Britney while she was still under conservatorship? According to court documents for Britney's 2021 conservatorship dispute, Britney wasn't allowed to make friends or date anyone without her father's permission. In fact, Britney's former security guard revealed that Britney's dad, Jamie, monitored all of Britney's phone calls and messages, and even secretly captured audio recordings from her bedroom. So either Jamie Spears just happened to like this random actor who showed up at Britney's audition, or he specifically hired him to be Britney's handler, because think about it, Jamie and Britney's team would have never allowed Britney to date someone who could potentially expose their evil conservatorship plan. So the most likely scenario is that Sam was carefully chosen and hired to keep Britney under control in case the conservatorship ends. See, Sam never publicly talked about the conservatorship before the whole Free Britney movement blew up. And then when it became clear that the conservatorship would be terminated, Sam suddenly started speaking out against Jamie Spears. However, you could tell he didn't mean a word of it.
Hey, I saw your Instagram story. I know you're upset with Jamie right now. Is there anything that he can do to repair the relationship? What would you like to be seen?
I'm not upset at anybody, but you know what? It is what I said is what I said. So I think he's a dick. That's just my opinion, but I'm not gonna go into details. That's it, man.
Can you guys ever be on good terms?
I hope so. Once he starts treating his daughter right, then we can be on good terms.
Besides that, Sam was caught lying about his past on more than one occasion, and there's very little information available about his employment history. According to one source, Sam's first public record of employment dates back to 2013, when he worked as a Best Buy clerk before becoming a personal trainer. Also, Sam told Men's Health in 2018 he played football on a scholarship at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. However, sports reporter Aaron Sorensen later discovered there was no record of Sam ever playing football on a scholarship. In fact, Sorensen claimed that she talked to multiple players who were active at the time, and every Nebraska player she talked to had no memory of Sam working out or trying out. So when you take all of this into account, Sam sounds like the perfect candidate to be a celebrity handler. And now, on top of all this, we're also hearing from sources close to Kanye West that Kanye is convinced Sam was hired to keep Britney medicated, just like his former personal trainer Harley Pasternak was reportedly hired to institutionalize him. You all probably remember how Kanye suffered a scary episode back in 2016 and was put on a psychiatric hold.
I'm actually one of his doctors. I'm just calling for my cell phone to request if we can have some police backup because I don't think the paramedics, you know, you can bring both. Yeah, because I think he definitely is going to need to be hospitalized, so I wouldn't just do the police by itself. Weapons involved or in the area? No other weapons, no. If you can just keep an eye on him, you know, just try to. Obviously, he's here with us. Don't let him get any weapons or anything like that. If anything changes, if he does become physically combative between now and when the police and/or paramedics get their calls back immediately at 911. Will do. Thank you so much.
Well, this episode took place at Harley Pasternak's house, and after Kanye sparked outrage last year by exposing Hollywood elites who keep celebrities under control, Harley threatened Kanye he would institutionalize him again and send him back to Zombieland.
First, you and I sit down and have a loving and open conversation, but you don't use cuss words. And everything that is discussed is based in fact, and not some crazy stuff that dumb friend of yours told you or you saw in a tweet. Second option, I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to Zombieland forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same. This is the way a Hollywood trainer was talking to me.
But that's not all. Kanye also recently revealed that he was wrongly diagnosed and prescribed lithium. Luckily, he refused to take it because he noticed that the dose they had prescribed him was much higher than normal.
They tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me. And when I asked them, how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly? It took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears you. I mean, look at
they would have Michael Jackson
or worse, yeah.
Well, guess what? Britney was also placed on lithium during her conservatorship, and in a court hearing, she revealed that she was prescribed lithium just because she refused to do dance moves while preparing for her show in Las Vegas.
When I said no to one dance move into rehearsals, it was as if I planted a huge bomb somewhere, and I said, no, I don't want to do it this way. After that, my management and my dancers and my assistant of the new people that were supposed to do the new show all went into a room, shut the door, and didn't come out for at least 45 minutes. Ma'am, I'm not here to be anyone's slave. I can say no to a dance move. 3 days later, after I said no to Vegas, my therapist sat me down in a room and said he had a million phone calls about how I was not cooperating in rehearsals and I haven't been taking my medication. All of this was false. He immediately the next day put me on lithium out of nowhere. He took me off my normal meds I'd been on for 5 years. And lithium is a very, very strong and completely different medication compared to what I was used to. You can go mentally impaired if you take too much, if you stay on it longer than 5 months.
Britney also said that lithium completely messed her up and she was no longer able to hold a conversation. And all of this was personally approved by her dad, Jamie.
I couldn't even have a conversation with my mom or dad really about anything. I told them I was scared and my doctor had me on 6 different nurses with this new medication come to my home, stay with me, to monitor me on this new medication, which I never wanted to be on to begin with. There were 6 different nurses in my homes and they wouldn't let me get in my car to go anywhere for a month. Not only did my family not do a goddamn thing, my dad was all for it. Anything that happened to me had to be approved by my dad.
Mind you, when all of this was going on, Britney had already started dating Sam Asghari, which means that Sam saw what was happening to Britney and how lithium was slowly destroying her, and he did nothing. Fans are now saying there's no doubt that Sam Asghari is another Harley Pasternak type who was hired to control Britney and keep her medicated so she would never have the opportunity to expose everyone involved in her conservatorship. I do not believe Britney is free. One fan said, "Not for a second do I believe that they would let her choose her most intimate relationship when they made sure everyone close and good to her stayed away. They made many threats to those that tried to help her. Even this new lawyer, the rabbit hole is very deep." And another fan wrote, "What I always found sketchy about Sam is that he's been with her for years but didn't make any attempts to get her out of that conservatorship. What boyfriend would see his girlfriend being held hostage and treated like a slave and do nothing? He was even close with Jamie, like, what the F? He's the person holding Britney hostage." But how do you feel about Sam Asghari? Do you think he's really Britney's handler who was hired to keep her under control? Let us know in the comments. And don't miss out on this next story.